Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival. Right there is one of my all-time favorite Jackyl songs. It's called She's Not a Drug on Rock and Metal Revival. And
you just like the video, dude.
There's a reason behind that. I was at the Isabella Queen that night, and I'm so happy to have him back on the show. We want to welcome Jesse-James-Dupree back to Rock and Metal Revival.
Glad to be back, my boys.
You know, I was just telling my co-host here about that night, filming that video, and he wanted to know if there was...
Which one was you? I didn't see you up there, right?
I wasn't dancing, but I was in the crowd. Wanted to know if there was a chance of getting an extended video of that one.
Is there an extended version?
The behind-the-scenes cut.
Yeah.
Jesse, you are so busy, man. Every time I go on Facebook or social media, you're always busy, whether it's with your Bourbon, with Harley Davidson, with the band. What's going on right now with Jesse-James-Dupree? What's hot and going on with you right now?
Well, I just finished Sturgis. We had an incredible Sturgis rally, and we finished Sturgis, and then went out, did a handful of Jackyl shows last week, and then now I'm standing on the sacred grounds of Harley Davidson in Milwaukee. I've been consulting Harley Davidson for the last 4 years for several different things, and I'm also producing their annual anniversary show. So we're doing that all this weekend.
Awesome.
That's outstanding. Now, I also wanted to talk to you. I'm a fan of your Bourbon. I just wanted to say that, and I tell you what, that's got to keep you pretty busy with all the other stuff that you're doing.
The Bourbon is doing really great. I'm so proud that people have, found a great bourbon that they love, and you don't have to take a second mortgage out to buy a bottle.
Yeah.
It's actually very affordable, and it's a first class brown liquor.
Nice. So how'd Sturgis go this year?
Sturgis was off the chart. I mean, it's beyond Thunderdome for people who love it. People who love badass motorcycles, beautiful women, and a cold belly washer, which just happens to be Jesse James Bourbon. And we had a great year, and everybody was just very satisfied when they left.
Nice.
Jesse, you guys been doing this for a while now, and I was just going to ask you, are we going to see some new Jackyl music? I know the last time we talked to you, we were maybe waiting on a Conway Twitty cover album.
I've got the Conway stuff in the can. I just haven't pushed the button on it. And Jackyl, we are overdue to get into the studio, and maybe before the end of the year or around the end of the year might be a good time to do that.
So now you guys got a lot of shows coming up here in the area. You got the Harley Davidson anniversary, but the show we wanted to talk to you about was one coming down to Belvedere to the Apollo Theater, and I can't wait to watch you guys tear that up. But for our listeners, our Rock and Metal Revival listeners, who for some reason why they haven't seen a Jackyl show, explain a Jackyl show to somebody who's never been.
Well, that got me in trouble last time. The last time somebody asked me that, they said, explain a Jackyl show. And I said, well, a Jackyl show is the equivalent of a man being shot out of a cannon. So then the guy, the DJ says, well, then why don't you get shot out of a cannon? And I said, well, I will. And the next thing you know, I had to get shot out of a cannon. So I'm going to be very careful with how I answer that. Because maybe I'll say a Jackyl show is like making love to a beautiful 6-foot blonde-headed woman.
Oh,
there you go.
That's an out-of-body experience.
Maybe then I'd have to do that. Right?
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, I prefer brunette. But so anyway, a Jackyl show. We're just fun, man. It's not about coming to see the Jackyl show. It's about being part of the show, and 2 guitar, bass, and drums, chainsaw, if you will, whatever it takes to. We celebrate the fundamentals of rock and roll every night.
So, are there going to be any new tunes or any tunes that you haven't played live in a while?
Possibly. I'm trying to think of it. I can't remember what we played last time around, but nobody's going to leave disappointed.
No, you never leave. I know that. Never leave disappointed from a Jackyl show. Jesse, like I said, you've gotten to all the stuff you're doing. When do you get any time for yourself? I mean, to just go out and maybe ride your Harley or just downtime. What is downtime for Jesse-James-Dupree?
Downtime for me is torture.
Oh.
I mean, why would you wish that on me?
I'm not wishing it on you, my man. I'm just wondering, what makes you happy, and it sounds like working.
All I can tell you is that, man, I actually found out that there's a thing that these people do called vacations, and it's the damnedest thing ever. they don't work. They don't take phone calls. They get out. They go somewhere and lay on the beach. That sounds miserable to me. I'm happy. My work is play, and I'm good to wake up and do what I do.
Well, there's a lot of artists out there are writing autobiographies anymore. You got anything like that in the works? Imagine you've got quite a story.
That subject has actually come up quite a bit lately, and I've toyed with it, the concept of doing it, should I say? But I haven't made a commitment to do it yet. I'm not through living it yet,
Amen.
Yeah. What would you call it? Everybody names it after one of their songs usually.
I would call it "Life is Like a Box of Rock."
Box of rock.
I love it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because I've kind of, you remember in the Forrest Gump movie where he says life is like a box of chocolate. Yeah. Mine would be life is like a box of rock, because I've had so many Forrest Gump type moments, because I've been in so many prominent situations at times that I'm like, wow, I just was part of history,
Nice.
And whether it be at Woodstock '94 or whether it be at I've just had moments where I'm like, how did I was in Irving Azoff's office when he came up with the concept to put the Eagles back together, and the reason why they got put back together was all because of he was going through a divorce and needed some settlement money. But I was there in that moment in time that it happened, and it's like nobody knows this story, and nobody knows the truth behind these guys getting back together. And but I was there, like Forrest Gump. I'm standing there when it happened. It's kind of funny.
Jesse, with Jackyl, you guys as a band have been together for so many years as a band of brothers, and a lot of bands have a hard time staying together.
Yeah.
I mean, how have you guys pulled that off over the years?
Nobody else will have us.
Simple enough.
Simple enough. And I guess my next and my last question for you is you've got a big catalog of work, Jesse. What song are you the most proud of?
I Stand Alone.
And is there a reason behind that?
Just because, out of all of the life experiences and all of the things that may have affected or caused or been the reason why I wrote a song, whether it be something fun and lighthearted like Dirty Little Mind, or whether it be something like When Will It Rain or whatever. I Stand Alone was just where I was at the moment, and that defiant, I'm still going to make it, I'm going to persevere, I'm going to be successful doing what I want to do one way or the other. And I wrote that song, and if I had let them all go but one, that'd be the one I keep.
Nice.
That is awesome. Well, we are so looking forward to seeing you down in Belvedere with the Jackyl Show coming up September 7th. Tickets still on sale, and looking for a great night of... Oh, what's you got, bud?
Hey, any huge catalog of tunes. Any tune you think needs some cowbell that you didn't put cowbell on?
Every song can use some cowbell. What song couldn't use some? You could Amazing Grace needs a cowbell.
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting. Well, Jesse, we want to thank you once again for taking time. I know you're busier than hell, and we want to thank you for coming on Rock and Metal Revival.
For sure.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day. We'll see you guys soon.